Hi, friends. Welcome to your Daily Sādhana. My name is Hannah, and I use she, her pronouns. Today's flow will be a little on the slower side. I recently have been feeling a lot of anxious energy, kind of just like this buzzing in the background. If you ever leave your TV on, but it's not going, it's not like playing any sound or audio, or if you there's something that's on and you can kind of just hear that high-pitched buzzing in the background and you're wondering, what is that noise? And it just kind of is always there until you figure out what is causing the sound. You turn off the device or whatever it is and it stops. That feeling has been happening for me recently in my mind. And I could go on and on about why that might be, why I might be feeling anxious. There's a lot of things, right, that it's normal, it's okay, it's natural to feel anxious about right now. Whether it's something in your personal life, whether it's something going on in the world around you. But I've been really trying to remind myself that really focusing on that energy, letting the buzzing sound, if we're using that metaphor, drown everything out, isn't the most productive way to cope with the anxious feelings. And it's also not really, for me, helpful to ignore it, right? Because if it's always in the background, it's going to impact me whether I'm acknowledging it or not. And so ignoring it isn't really going to help either. And so I have been noticing some physical manifestations of this anxious energy. I wear a fitness tracker. My fitness tracker keeps telling me what is wrong? Your heart rate is really high. When you're sleeping at night, your heart rate doesn't go down. And I started to be like, man, something's going on here. Maybe I should acknowledge this energy that I'm feeling, and rather than worry about it more or ignore it, let's figure out ways that we can come back and become more in alignment with what helps me feel calm, what helps me feel centered. And so I did some breathwork meditations and I did some yoga. And this morning I woke up, my fitness tracker said, you are on the come up. You are recovering from whatever it was that was ailing you. And it just goes to show that acknowledging something and trying to kind of get to the root cause of it, not being afraid of it, not worrying about it, but just acknowledging it and taking action is really the best route forward. And it also speaks to the power of breath work, meditation, yoga, all the things in that space. And so this morning, we'll move a little slower. I would encourage you, if you have been feeling a bit of anxious energy lately, like I have, maybe pour yourself a cup of tea, set your phone aside, set the screens aside, maybe even practice in silence if you normally have music on in the background. Turn the lights out. Just create an environment that feels really cozy and really supportive of your relaxation. And focus a lot on your breathing. Breathing will help to calm your heart rate, help to calm your nervous system down. It's really a magical thing, but it's also something that's with us all the time. And so we can call on it whenever we need it. And even if you don't have a yoga mat, you can just find a spot on the ground and maybe find some pillows or blankets to keep you cozy. And we'll get started. Let's begin in child's pose. Go ahead and bring your big toes together to touch. And crawl your knees out wide to the long edges of your mat or wherever it is that you're practicing. And you can go ahead and keep your hips heavy over your heels. Lengthen your spine forward so that your chest starts to dip down towards the mat. And extend your arms long out in front of you. Forehead comes down to the ground to rest. We'll take a body scan. Start with your right index finger. Notice the weight of your right index finger on the mat. Maybe bend at your knuckle joint. Relax through the whole right hand.
Soften your forearm. Find a gentle bend at your elbow. And have your right shoulder down away from your ear. Keep breathing here, just steady breaths in and out. To stay present, to stay aware, rather than to shy away or to ignore. Allow the scan to travel across your upper back. Broaden through your shoulders. Lengthen the back of your neck. Tuck your chin gently down towards your chest. And then move on to your left shoulder. Heavy your left shoulder away from your ear. Bend your left elbow. Maybe wiggle out your fingers a little bit to relax the palm of your left hand into the tips of each finger. And scan back up your left arm down into your mid-back, right where your ribs are. Breathe and expand your rib cage along your mid-back. And then exhale through your mouth. Soften into your low back. Notice the length. Notice the length as you press your hips closer to your heels. And then allow that scan to travel into your inner hips, your quads. Maybe you sway your ribs from side to side to get a little longer. Maybe you widen your knees to awaken through your hips more. And scan all the way down to the soles of your feet and the tops of your feet grounded on the mat. Breathe in. Slow exhale. Come up to a tabletop position. Rock forward to your hands and knees. And gently arrive. Place your palms down. Stack your shoulders on top of your wrists. Gentle tuck of your belly button to spine to engage your low back, or your core rather. And then plant down through the tops of your feet. We'll take a few C curves in the spine here. So first, roll your right hip towards your right shoulder. Gaze past your right shoulder. Get long through your left side body. Take a breath in. Exhale through center. This time, wag your left hip towards your left shoulder. Tuck your left shoulder towards your left hip. Side body contraction. Get long through your right side. Come back through center. And take it over to the other side. And back through center. Keep breathing. To the other side. Good. And come back through center, tabletop. On your inhale, cow pose, drop your belly low, lift your gaze upward, stretch through your throat, through your chest. Exhale, cat, round your spine, press the ground away. I always like to flip my feet so that the balls of my feet press down. I can get a nice stretch through the soles of my toes or the soles of my feet. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, cat, round through your spine. 2 more times, cow pose, big breath in. Cat on your exhale. One more time, inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Come back to a neutral tabletop. And crawl your hands forward to the top of your mat. Come into a kneeling high plank. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, and then exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you're on your belly, we'll stretch out through our heart space, through the front line of our body by taking Sphinx pose. So for Sphinx pose, stack your elbows right underneath your shoulders. Your palms can face down. Dig your elbows down into the mat, and then energetically draw your forearms back towards your ribs to create more space through the front line of your body. Gaze past your right shoulder. Gaze past your left shoulder. And one more time, look both directions, to the right and to the left. Good. Take an inhale through center. Exhale, lower down, Makrasana, stack forearm over forearm. Rest your hands down on your wrists. Allow the ground to provide this sense of feedback for your breath. So really notice the expansion of your belly and the fall of your belly as you exhale. These shapes that allow us to kind of turn inward, they're really good for, personally for me, to help me feel comfortable on my mat, to help me kind of tune everything else out. Really all we need to focus on right here is us, is our breathing. One more round of breath, breathe in. And breathe out. Bring your hands, plant them underneath your shoulders. Press up to a tabletop position. Good, and then go ahead and roll open towards the left side of your mat. So keep your right hand grounded, extend your left leg long, reach your left arm overhead for a supported side plank pose. Treat this as a long side body stretch through the left side. Continue to root down through your right hand. Maybe your gaze lifts up towards the ceiling, and then we'll inhale. Exhale, reach your left arm towards your left toes. Inhale, circle your left arm over your head. Exhale, reach back for your left toes. One more big circle here. Inhale. And exhale, circle it all the way around. Extend your left arm high towards the sky. Exhale, tabletop. Plant your left hand, your left knee back down on the mat. And let's switch sides, my friends. Keep your left knee planted, your left hand planted. Supported side plank on the left. Extend your right arm high. Plant down through the outer edge of your left foot for some support in your knees and your hips. Breathe in. Exhale, reach back for your right foot. Circle all the way around with your top arm. Breathe in. Exhale, circle. 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, circle it around. And 1 more time. Breathe in. And exhale. Sometimes repetition in the body serves us in unpacking things, kind of clearing out space. So again, to channel that sense of grounding, that sense of relaxation, if you've been feeling really anxious, just these repetitive movements like arm circles or even just kind of shaking out your hands can help you to unstick, can help you to release. In your tabletop, flip your toes over, lift your hips up high, downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, bend through your knees, scoop your sits bones high towards the ceiling, press your belly button towards your thighs, guide your chest a little closer to your toes, and really ground down through your hands here. On your breath in, three-legged dog, lengthen your right leg high. Roll out your ankle. Continue to press down evenly through both hands. Big inhale here. Exhale, lizard lunge. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lower your back knee down to the ground. When you're ready, sweep your arms over your head so your right leg is kind of wide. Roll your right knee out over your right pinky toe. Arms are extended over your head. And then exhale, plant your left hand down. Lengthen your right arm back behind you. It's like a modified horizon lunge. So roll to the outside edge of your right foot. Reach your right palm back towards the back space. Your left hand can always come down to a block or down to the ground. Take an inhale. Exhale, plant your right hand down, lift off of your back knee. Step your left foot forward to the front of your mat. We'll take a Yogi Malasana squat. Sit your hips down low, bring your elbows to the outsides of your knees, and keep your heels planted. Maybe sway from side to side to work into your hip joints a little more. Breathe here. Keep a long spine. If you feel like you're going to fall backward or round forward, I like to hold something heavy at my heart center. That just keeps me grounded in this shape. And so if you have a weight or a water bottle or a book or just something that has a little bit of weight, you can hold it at your heart center to keep your chest lifted up. I really like to hold onto a kettlebell and just kind of sway from side to side. So we'll take another inhale here. And then exhale, forward fold, release, lift your hips high, toe heel your feet parallel to one another, ragdoll forward fold. Grab onto opposite elbows, and again, bend your knees a lot, soften through the crown of your head, allow your shoulders to be heavy towards your ears. Pause here, breathe here. Trust in this ability to feel. I know that sometimes we tend to shy away from poses that feel really intense. But what if you were just to breathe there through them and maybe invite a deeper bend into your knees? With every exhale, focus on just kind of melting deeper into the fold. Breathe in. Exhale, set your hands down, toe heel your feet closer together, tuck your chin to your chest, unroll your spine one vertebra at a time, roll your shoulders back and down. Samastitihi, standing at attention or equal on all four sides. From your Samastitihi, extend your arms out wide to a T. And we're just going to kind of pump the arms in and out, right? So in and out. Just move here. It does not have to be really controlled, really steady. We're just, again, finding these little repetitive movements to create space, to clear out. You can even visualize that you're kind of throwing whatever it is that's been causing anxiety, that's been causing you to feel stuck. You're throwing those things out, sending them away from your body. Breathe here deeply. Your muscles might start to feel sore. That's all right. Breathe through it. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more rounds of breath as we're here. One more time. Big breath in. And big breath out. On your inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, sweep your arms over your head. Lift your gaze. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine long. Bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, plank pose, step your feet back, either to balls of your feet or your knees. We'll hold here for 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Take a breath in through your nose. And an open mouth exhale. Hey, thanks for being here with me today. I appreciate you showing up for yourself. When you're ready, lift your left leg high rather. Extend your left leg high, three-legged dog. And again, start to point and flex a few times. Keep pressing down through your hands. Circle out your left ankle. On the inhale, lengthen your left heel higher. Exhale, lizard lunge. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. Lower your back knee down to the ground. And once again, lift your arms over your head. Lean your left knee out over your left pinky toe. Relax through your shoulders. Breathe in, gaze up. Exhale, take a twist. Plant your right hand down. I'm opting to bring my hand to a block. You can bring your hand to a pillow or a stack of books. Take a twist, extend your left hand back, soften your left shoulder head away from your ear, crack your chest open towards the left side. You can roll to the outside edge of your left foot, and you'll start to feel where you're a little tighter and where you're really open, rather than coming up with any like judgmental thoughts of like, oh, I'm so stiff, I'm so tight, I'm not flexible at all. Clear that out, clear that out. That doesn't serve us, right? We're here to just do what our bodies are capable of, and that's it. So if this is too much for you, you can bring a lot of height underneath your right hand. You can even maybe stay lifted in an open arm twist. Saying that because I'm feeling pretty tight through my right hip flexor. And that's okay. We're working to unstick that. We're working to work out the tension. From your twist, take a breath in. Exhale, reground through your left hand. If you have something underneath the right hand, stack it off to the side. Active lizard lunge, press into your palms, lift off of your back knee. Take a breath in. Exhale, yogi squat malasana. Sit your hips as low as feels good. You might opt to sit all the way down. This time I'm gonna take a shallower squat. I'll point my toes out, heels in, bringing my elbows to the knees, and then just stick your butt back, start to sway from side to side to work into your hips a little more. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold, release. Toe heel your feet a comfortable distance. Unroll your spine, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, sweep your arms high. Exhale, this time allow your hands to fall down at your sides. Inhale, extend your arms high. Exhale, release, arms come down. Inhale, reach. Exhale. We'll take this back and forth a few times. Maybe breathe with your movements, or maybe you just focus on your breath rather than trying to match breath to movement. It's totally up to you. Whatever resonates more, whatever allows you to feel that sense of release a little bit more. One more time, reach high, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, create length in your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank to downward facing dog. Lift your hips high, press into your palms. We'll flow breath to movement here. So inhale, three-legged dog, lift your right leg high. Exhale, lizard lunge, step it forward, lower your back knee. Inhale, your arms reach over your head. Exhale, take a twist. I'm calling this modified horizon lunge. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot to meet your right. Rise up to standing, right into Urdhva Hastasana, sweep up high. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plank pose, plant your hands, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it out wide, lizard lunge. Inhale, reach your arms high over your head. Exhale, take a twist, modified horizon lunge. Left arm reaches back. Come back through center, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms high over your head. Exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, flow. Just to build some heat here, we step back to downward facing dog. We'll take it one more time. Three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, lizard lunge. Inhale, extend your arms high. Exhale, twist. Come back through center, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, step left foot to meet the right, forward fold. Sweep your arms over your head, focus less on making this really concise, just more on moving, breath to movement. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, downward facing dog, we step it back. Left leg lifts high, inhale. Exhale, lizard lunge. Reach your arms high, big breath in. Exhale, you twist. Come through center, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, step it together. Inhale, reach, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Pause here. In your forward fold, tuck your chin to your chest. Relax your hands, relax your shoulders, bend your knees, tune in to breath. Notice what feels a little more open, a little more spacious. On your breath in, take a halfway lift. And this time, bring your hands to the mat, step back to tabletop. We'll start to slow things down now that we've built up a little bit of heat. Come into a seated position. Rock back onto your sits bones. And we'll set up for seated tree or Janu Shashasana. Connect your left foot to the inside of your right thigh and adjust a little bit. Scooch forward onto your sits bones. Lengthen your arms over your head. Big breath in. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Tuck your chin to your chest. Keep your spine long. Breathe. Notice what your instinctual reaction is when you get into a pose. I think it's important because there's a lot of external distraction that occurs in our everyday life. And so when you're on your mat and you have the opportunity to notice these little tiny signs, these little tiny things that come up in our body, like if you got into this shape and you were just like immediately like, I have to get out of it. It's too much. Just be aware of that. It's okay. There's no good or bad, really. There's no right or wrong when it comes to your yoga practice. As long as you're being kind to yourself, it's just to notice and get curious about why certain things come up. What your body, what your mind is trying to tell you. And maybe you are a little too deep in the fold. If that's the case, you can bring your hands to support you. Come out of it a little bit. You can always bend your right knee. There's always adjustments that we can make because we're never stuck, but it's important to become aware of our body's reactions to different things. It'll help to guide us to the sense of peace, the sense of balance, homeostasis. Start to lift up through your chest and switch your sides out. Bring your left leg long, tuck your right foot in towards your left inner thigh, and scooch forward to your sits bones. Breathe in, lengthen your arms over your head. Exhale, Janu Shirshasana, fold over your left leg. Breathe here. And I want you to know how amazing it is that you're here. Like, it's not easy to motivate yourself to find peace in your day. It's not easy to stick with it when you're practicing from home or wherever it is. And it can feel intimidating. It can feel uncertain. And so the fact that you're here
to help find peace, to help calm down your mind, to help unstick. Like that's amazing. You should be really, really proud, really, really grateful for this innate drive, this innate motivation to make your life better. Trust me, I know it's not me. It's the yoga. It's the yoga is what I'm saying, the movement. You could be here in this video or you could be anywhere else doing a yoga practice or focusing on your breath, and that's the magic of it. It really has nothing to do with me as the teacher. It's just you're here to focus on yourself, and you should be really, really grateful, really, really proud of yourself. Whenever you do that, lift back up, come out of the shape. And we'll move into 90-90 to stretch out hips. So your right shin is already relatively parallel to the top of your mat. Bring your left knee back so that it's parallel with the long edge of your mat. And then I like to keep my chest lifted for a little while and take some mobility stuff. So I'm really pressing my right knee down into the mat, even though it's not visible. There's that activation there. And then I'll start to lift up through my right foot. My right foot really doesn't lift much, but trying it on, you can bring your hands to your heart center for an added challenge. And then lower the right foot back down. Really press down through your right shin and knee. Try to lift your left foot up without leaning forward too much. You're activating through outer hip here. We hold it up for 3, 2, 1. Lower your left foot back down to the ground and fold over your right knee. Find your breath. Find your stillness. You might not be fully still, that's all right. If you need to adjust, if you need to move around, you're always welcome to do so. Deep inhales, long exhales. Press into your hands, lift your chest away from your right leg, and switch sides. Bring your left shin forward, bring your right shin back, and then scooch around just to ground into the shape. And we'll take it, same thing here. So you can tent your fingertips off to the sides or bring your hands to your heart center for more of a challenge. Really ground your left knee down into the mat. Maybe your left foot lifts up just a little bit. Flex through your left toes to protect your knee joint. Breathe in. And exhale, release your left foot down. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Keep your left knee planted down. Press down through your right knee. Your right foot starts to lift off of the mat. We hold it for 3, 2, 1. Way to go. Lower your right foot back down. And then fold over your left leg. I like to fold over my left knee, so I'm kind of off to the side a little bit. Shoulder heads drop away from your ears. Tuck your chin to your chest. And the more that you slow down, the more that you notice when you can slow down. For example, right now we're taking space, we're taking time in different poses, we're focused on our breath, and then maybe you notice that helps you feel calm. And so when you're driving and you're stuck in traffic and you're like, I need to get where I'm going, this is, whatever, it's all those thoughts that just start to ruminate. You start to kind of catastrophize, like,
that can be another opportunity to slow down. And you've already done it. You already know how to do it because you've done it on your mat. And you can channel that same sense of focus on your breath. And that brings you closer to what really matters, right? And what really is within your control and what's not in your control. You begin to accept, like, traffic is going to traffic. Traffic is going to be there. What I can do about it is take it as an opportunity to slow down. Take it as an opportunity to tap into my breathing a little more. Maybe to put on a podcast or a guided meditation. Those things are always there for you. Lift up through your chest, come out of the fold. And send both legs out in front of you. Lower onto your back. Once you're on your back, walk your heels closer towards your hips for bridge pose. Plant your hands down onto the mat. Thumbs almost graze through your heels. And then on your breath in, push down through your feet. Lift your hips off of the mat. Bridge pose. Roll to your shoulder heads. Crawl your hands down away from your ears. Push down more through your feet. We stay lifted for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower your hips. Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle pose. Connect the soles of your feet together to touch. Splay your knees out wide. And then adjust your upper back so it's grounded on the mat. Bring your hands over your belly. Breathe. We'll take 2 more rounds of bridge pose. Bring your knees together to touch. Crawl your heels towards your glutes. Hands come down by your sides. Inhale, lift up through your hips. Walk your shoulders down. Maybe you lift a little higher than it felt like you lifted on the last round. And option to interlace your fingers underneath your hips for more expansion across your heart space. We stay lifted for 3. Breathe for 2. And 1. Lower your hips back down to the mat. This time, knock your knees together to touch. Broken bridge, and wobble your knees from side to side. Wobble, haven't used that word in a while. We'll take a 3rd round of bridge pose. This time we'll lift each foot alternately, so walk your heels towards your glutes. Press down through your feet, lift up through your hips. Really secure your left foot onto the mat. Lift your right knee, tap it in towards your chest, flex your right toes. Maybe your right heel extends up towards the sky for 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. Keep your right foot secured. Tuck your left knee into your chest, flex through your toes. Maybe your left foot lifts up for 3, 2, 1. Good work, my friends. Lower your hips back down to the ground. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze and embrace a hug. When was the last time you hugged yourself? We are quick to hug others. We love to hug others, right? It's like such a beneficial thing is giving hugs and receiving hugs. And so just remember, hug yourself sometimes. Great way to comfort and soothe. Once you are neutralized in your low back, we'll take some supine twists. So bring your right knee into your chest, extend your left leg long. Inhale here. Exhale, twist over to the left. Stack your right hip on top of your left hip. Gaze past your right shoulder. And you're welcome to allow your right shoulder to lift off of the ground. It's going to promote more of a twist through your low spine. If you want kind of a deeper twist through your mid spine, keep your right shoulder rooted down and anchor your right shoulder into the mat. Eyes can close if you haven't already. Seek out softening, relaxation. Bring it back through center. Hug both knees in and switch out your sides. Lengthen your right leg down your mat. Keep your left knee with you. Inhale. Exhale, supine twist over to the right. Cross your left knee across your chest And again, maybe your left shoulder starts to lift, or you can keep it planted down, anchored into the mat for more of a twist through your mid-spine. Breathe, feel, trust. Draw your knees back through the middle of your space and extend both legs long down your mat. Lay onto your back. Face your palms up by your sides. And I'll guide you through a few rounds of box breathing, one of my favorite breathing techniques to help with anxious thoughts, anxious feelings in the body. And you can guide yourself through this at any point. I do it when I'm feeling nervous. But it does also help sometimes to have someone else guide you through it so you can really just completely focus on your breath and tune everything else out. If you're worried you might fall asleep, if you are in a position to be able to fall asleep, please let this drift you off into a nap. If you are trying not to fall asleep and you think you might on your back, you can take a comfortable seat instead and sit onto a pillow or a block. Wherever you are, ground your hands onto your low belly, and then wrap your thumbs up towards your towards your mid belly, so right where your bottom ribs are, and use your palms as a way to feel the expansion of your breath. So you know that you're really filling all the way up and then emptying all the way out. So for our box breathing, we'll just start with a cleansing breath in through your nose. Exhale, clear it out. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more times on your own. After your final round, start to breathe normally, but try to hold on to the long, steady, spacious breaths that you were able to cultivate in your box breathing. And this is where I'll leave you. I hope that today's practice helped you to
dust off the tools, uncover the tools, or even discover tools that you have right here within you at all times. They're there. They should be used. Movement, repetitive movement, box breathing, stillness, focus on your breath, all sorts of things, right? To help us just get back into our bodies, notice where we need to unstick, find more space, come back to what matters, come back into alignment with the calm, steady, grounding energy that we're all craving, we're all kind of needing right now. So thank you so much for joining me, for sticking with it. Honestly, like I've said this before, but finding a home practice can be a challenge, and so glad that you found this as your home for your home practice. There's so many amazing videos of different yoga practice, different practitioners, different philosophies, different teachings, all sorts of things on this channel. So please explore, please find what works for you. And thank you again. If you have any questions for me or anything you'd like to share that happened in your practice, or just, anything, let us know in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get updates when new videos are posted. And we appreciate you all so much. Again, my name is Hannah. I look forward to flowing with you next time, and I will see you again soon. Peace, gratitude, blessings.